Hi, I'm Trisa from Angelisa, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Cora Tote. This is one of my beginner-friendly tote bag patterns. It features a beautiful front pocket accent that adds a stylish touch while staying simple and enjoyable to sew. In this tutorial, I'll be making the small size because I have a limited table space and it's the easiest size to show clearly on camera. To keep things simple, I'll also be skipping the optional strap accent and using plain webbing straps instead. If you would like to make this tote in different sizes, the Cora Tote pattern is available on my website angelisa.com. It includes small, medium, and large sizes, along with the detailed written instructions and printable templates. If you love this tote, I also have a matching mini version called the Cara Pouch, also available at angelisa.com. There are quite a few pieces for this tote, but don't worry, I will show you only the pieces you need for each step, so it's easy to follow along. Let's get started. We'll start with the front pocket. For this step, you'll need 2 each of the top panel, front pocket, and pocket accent. Fold the pocket accent in half and press it to create a center crease. Whenever I ask you to align fabric pieces, I recommend marking the center of each piece first. Matching those center marks makes everything much easier and helps keep your project nice and symmetrical. With the front pocket right side up, place the pocket accent on top with the wrong side facing up. Align the center marks and sew right along the press crease. I'll be adding a label here. To keep it from shifting while I sew, I like to use a small piece of double-sided tape to hold it in place. If you don't have a label, feel free to skip this step. Now fold the front pocket about 1 inch below the top edge here. And then I will fold the pocket accent and fold the top edge twice to enclose the raw edges. Then top stitch close to the folded edge for a clean finish. Now place the front pocket on top of the top panel. And once again, align the center marks first. And then sew around the sides and bottom. Take your time with this step. A well-positioned pocket really makes the finished tote look neat and polished. Repeat the same steps for the second top panel. You should now have 2 identical top panel pieces except for the label if you've decided to add one. For this tutorial, I'll be using plain webbing straps. You'll need 2 straps, each measuring 27 inches long. If you'd like a more decorative look, you can wrap the webbing with the optional fabric strap accent included in the pattern. Mark the strap placement to make sure both straps are evenly spaced. Since I'm making the small size, I will measure 2¼ inches to the left and right of the center mark. Then I will draw a line to make the placement easier to see. We'll sew the strap in place using a box and X stitch for extra strength. To make it easier, I like to draw the box and X first. Measure about 1¼ inch down from the top edge of the fabric. I will start sewing from here, follow the outline of the box, and then sew diagonally across. From here, I will sew along the opposite side, make the second diagonal, and then continue until I reach the end. This lets me sew the entire box and X in one continuous line without breaking the thread. It's a simple trick that saves a little time and gives a nice clean finish. Repeat the same steps on the second top panel. Now both top panel pieces are complete and we are ready to move on. Now it's time to join the top panels to the bottom panel. For this step, you will need one bottom panel and two finished top panels we made earlier. I've already marked the center on all of my fabric pieces. Place the bottom panel right side up, then place the two top panels on top with the wrong sides facing up. Match the center marks. Then sew them together using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Press both seam allowance toward the bottom panel. Then top stitch along the bottom panel side using matching thread. Top stitching not only gives your tote a clean, professional look, but also adds a little more structure. Your assembled main panel should now look like this, and we are ready for the next step. Let's move on to the zipper. For this step, you will need 4 zipper panels, 2 in the main fabric, 2 in the lining fabric, and 1 zipper. Let's start by finishing one end of the zipper. Fold the end of the zipper tape to the back, tuck in each corner to hide the raw edges, then sew a few stitches to hold everything in place. Next, fold one short edge of the zipper panel toward the wrong side by about 1/2 inch. On the right side of the main zipper panel, mark 3/4 inch from the unfolded edge, and then place the zipper right side down so the edge of the zipper tape lines up with the mark. Baste the zipper in place using the smallest seam allowance you can. Don't worry, these stitches won't be visible later. They are only there to keep the zipper from shifting. Now place the lining zipper on top, and I already pressed this about 1/2 inch. Align all the edges. Sew the zipper edge with a 3/8 seam allowance, and then sew the side edge here with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. If this tutorial was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more beginner-friendly sewing tutorials. Trim the corner to reduce bulk, then turn the zipper panel right side out. Press if needed, and then top stitch all around the panel. Repeat the same step for the other side of the zipper. If you're already comfortable sewing zippers, you can skip the basting step and sew the main fabric, zipper, and lining together all at once. Your zipper panel should now look like this, and you can separate them now. Assembling the lining. For this step, you will need 2 opening panels, 1 lining, and the finished zipper panel we made earlier. I've already marked the center on all the pieces. So lay the pieces in this order. Lining right side up, and then zipper panel right side up, and then opening panel right side down. Align the center marks before sewing. Top stitch along the lining side. Now you can repeat the same steps on the other side. Lining right side up, zipper panel right side up, and opening panel right side down. Your zipper panel should now be attached to the lining. Sewing the tote. If you added a label, take a moment to decide which side you would like the tote to open from. Here is my finished Cora Tote. Since my label is on this side, I prefer the zipper to open from the right side. So before sewing, I will make sure that the zipper head is on the right side. Place the main fabric and the lining fabric right sides together. You may move the straps and the zipper panel out of the way if needed. Then align the center marks. Sew along both edges, leaving a 6-inch opening on one side for turning. If you're enjoying this project, you will find more tote bag and pouch patterns on my website. The link is in the description below. Next, fold the tote so the main fabric is right sides together and lining fabric is right sides together. You may tuck the zipper tails inside and then match the seam where the fabric piece is joined. Then clip or pin them in place. I would like to add inner label inside the bag, so I will insert it between the lining layers. Now sew along both sides. We'll create the box corners. Draw the corner squares according to your tote size, measuring from the stitching line. Since I'm making a small size, I will draw a 1-inch square. There will be 4 corners to mark in total. Cut out the squares and then open each corner and sew straight across to create the box corner. One corner is done, and now we are going to repeat for the other 3 corners. Your tote should now look like this after sewing all the corners. The next step is optional, but it's one of my favorite little details, especially for larger bags. Match each lining corner with the opposite main fabric corner. Let me show you how it's done. Then secure them together with a few stitches. This keeps the lining in place so it stays neatly attached to the outer bag after turning. At this stage, your tote might look a little unusual, and that's completely normal. Once we turn it right side out, everything will come together beautifully. Trust the process. Turn the tote right side out through the opening. Push out the corners gently until they look nice and crisp. And then pin the seams where the opening panel and top panel meet. And then top stitch all around the bag. Finally, install the zipper pull and the zipper stopper. I have a short video showing how to make a handmade zipper stopper if you would like to give it a try. Of course, you can also use a metal zipper stopper for a more professional finish. But I think a handmade zipper stopper adds a lovely personal touch, especially if you're making this tote as a gift. And that's it! Your Cora Tote is finished. I hope you enjoy sewing along with me and learn something new along the way. If you would like to make your own Cora Tote in different sizes, the complete pattern is available on my website anjurisa.com, and if you would like a matching mini version, you can check out the Cara Pouch pattern while you're there. Thanks so much for sewing with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting!